Hey, what is up, mortals? It is me, Dylan, here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 2 of What if Izuku had a Decay Quirk? I just wanted to greet you guys by just saying, sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So, we begin. All Might jumped off, leaving Izuku behind, just before he ran out of time in his hero form. Afterward, he called his friend to the police to take the sludge villain who was in his soda bottle, since he wouldn't last much longer in his hero form. Thanks to this, the second sludge villain attack on Bakugo never happens. Meanwhile, on Izuku's side, he was still celebrating the fact that he had met All Might. He admired the page in his notebook, on which All Might had signed his name. Izuku realizes he was taking too long to get home, and began to run home to not worry his mother. The next day, Izuku told Bakugo what had happened after he went home. Bakugo was in disbelief. He could hardly believe Izuku had gotten attacked, and met a pro hero, let alone the #1 hero, All Might. Bakugo got jealous that he couldn't meet All Might and get his signature like Izuku, but realized there was nothing he could really do about it. Later that day, Izuku was sitting in his room, staring at his notebook full of notes on the heroes he researched. He had plenty of similar notebooks that he filled out over the years and sat on his desk. He sat there muttering to himself, thinking of his future as a hero. His quirk hadn't advanced much since he awakened it, so getting into UA based on exceptional control over its quirk anytime soon. He wanted a way to improve upon himself so he could be accepted into UA. Izuku got up and went to his desk, where he had his computer, and was about to open the UA website to see the requirements for the millionth time. He stopped when he saw an article that took his interest. He opened the article and began reading. The article was about the pollution of a nearby beach, which used to be a popular public hotspot. It was now unusable due to the mass amounts of trash built up from the currents, dragging it into the sand and stockpiling it over the years. The bottom of the article especially caught Izuku's eye. It was asking any heroes out there to help use their quirk, not just for defeating villains, but to help clear up the beach for the people. Seeing this, Izuku was inspired. Starstruck, rather. He had wanted to be a hero for so long, and seeing this was a good way for him to try. After seeing the article, he researched what he needed to do to get proper permission to clean up the beach. Although it took a few weeks, he got permission to start cleaning up the beach, but couldn't use his quirk without a quirk licensed adult giving supervision. Izuku didn't know anyone with a quirk license, so he couldn't use his quirk to clean up the beach until he found one. He decided that he could try and start cleaning up the beach by hand, and started carrying small items off the coast. He spent not even a few minutes doing this, and was already exhausted. This isn't working. He sat down on the nearby beach and took some time to get his energy up. He saw a soccer ball roll past him. Looking up, he saw someone run past, and recognized their spiky yellow hair. Huh? Bakugo? Oh, Izuku. What you doing here? I'm trying to clean up the beach. Bakugo couldn't help himself, but began chuckling to himself. What are you laughing at, Kachan? You have such a weak body. You really think you can clear up this whole beach as the way you are now? Izuku couldn't respond after realizing what Bakugo just said was right. He looked down now, a bit sad, thinking he was just wasting his time. Hey, don't get sad, Deku. Here, that could help. I had done a lot of research on physical training because of the expense my quirk has on my muscles. I can give you a proper schedule to follow to stay fit, and who knows, maybe we can both clear up this beach. Thank you, Kachan! After that, Bakugo followed Izuku to his house, where Bakugo sat Izuku down and explained what their plan is. They had a few months before the UA entrance exams, so they would aim to finish the beach before then. In the meantime, Bakugo would also help Izuku build his strength. The next few months pass, with Izuku and Bakugo training and removing large amounts of trash from the beach. With Bakugo's help, they both had gotten a lot done. But Bakugo wanted to use his quirk, and deep down, Izuku did too. Using their quirk for something like this would be a great training opportunity. Neither of them would have to worry about the destruction their quirks would bring, since they would be using it on trash. God damn it! Why can't we find someone with their quirk license to supervise us? There aren't any heroes willing to take the day off from fighting villains to just watch 2 middle school students clean up trash. Why the fuck not? It would be easier for them to just sit down and watch us work our asses off training. Izuku sighs as he sat down with his back against the wall. Maybe we should send another request for a pro hero? Maybe someone who will reply to that one. Hopefully. Okay, I will do that after school tomorrow. Anyways, we should start going home now. Yeah, okay. See ya, Izuku. Bye! This video is sponsored by ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN allows you to change your IP address, making it harder to track and securing your privacy. In addition to providing safe passage through the web, you can also expand the reach of your favorite streaming services like Disney+. If you are from the United States, you won't be able to watch any of the MCU and Sony Spider-Man movies. But by switching your location to Japan, you can access them whenever you want. Check out the link in the description to get 3 extra months when you purchase a 12-month subscription plan that costs $99.99 a year. This deal is for a limited time only. And thanks to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. Izuku and Bakugo parted ways, and both went home for the night. Later that night, Izuku was sitting at his desk, fiddling with a pen while his mind was off daydreaming. Izuku was thinking about the ways he could improve or train his quirk. Once he got into UA, what if he could make certain spots of an object decay? Or maybe, what if its quirk evolved like a few quirks out there? It was certainly rare for a quirk to take on new abilities, but it would be cool to see with his quirk. It all starts with Bakugo and him finding someone with a quirk license to supervise them, using their quirks to clear up the beach. Izuku returned his focus back to reality and was about to write down a few of his ideas on how to use his quirk when he noticed he had made a mistake. He was gripping the pen with all 5 fingers. He had taken off his gloves so he could wash them after touching garbage all day and forgot to be careful. Shocked by this, Izuku immediately threw the pen out of his hand into the air, landing on the desk. But unexpectedly to Izuku, the pen didn't break apart and decay. It sat there like a normal pen. Izuku stared at it, worried, thinking it was a delayed reaction of his quirk somehow. He reached out and grabbed the pen again, making sure to leave 1 finger hanging off, not touching the pen. The pen was perfectly intact. Izuku started thinking to himself, asking if his quirk hadn't activated. Huh? I surely touched the pen with all 5 fingers, though. Is there a problem with my quirk? Izuku placed his last finger onto the pen to test his quirk, to make sure his quirk hadn't somehow vanished. Upon touching the pen, it crumbled into small chunks onto his desk. Izuku was confused for a few seconds, until he started putting it together in his head. Can I control it? Izuku was shocked at this realization. He had somehow been able to touch an object with all 5 fingers and subconsciously decided to not activate his quirk on the pen. Izuku began testing this out on random trash or objects like pencils he did not need to see if he could replicate this. He ended up spending hours of his night trying to get it to happen again, or find out how it had happened. The next day, Izuku arrives at school with bags under his eyes, looking exhausted. Bakugo noticed this and bluntly asks Izuku, "Why the hell does your face look like that?" "I didn't get any sleep last night." "You seem oddly proud of that." Izuku looks at Bakugo with a wide smile on his face. He takes off his glove, to the surprise of Bakugo, but he didn't say anything. Izuku went and touched the pencil with all 5 fingers. "Huh? What? Why didn't your quirk activate?" "I found a way to hold something without activating my quirk, although it doesn't happen every time that I want to." "Damn. You're already making more progress with your quirk than I have." Bakugo scratches the back of his head, still confused about how Izuku managed to do that in one night. Bakugo was shocked by Izuku's managing to get this far, just by pure will. Bakugo looked back at Izuku, and noticed Izuku was nodding in and out of sleep. Damn it, Izuku. Go to the infirmary and rest there until you're feeling better. Can't have you exercising later with 1 foot in dreamland. Izuku protested, not wanting to miss class, but only after Bakugo said he will take extra notes for Izuku. He conceded and left for the infirmary. Bakugo sat in class, taking notes for the both of them, but he still had his thoughts in the clouds, wondering how the hell Izuku managed to do that in just one night. Bakugo was jealous of Izuku's achievement with his quirk. He was certainly happy for him, but he couldn't get it off his mind how Izuku hadn't trained with his quirk at all. Until recently, while Bakugo had been training with his quirk his entire life. Bakugo put aside his thoughts, thinking he was being too curious for nothing, and put his attention back into class. Later that day, Izuku and Bakugo were back to cleaning up the beach from its giant hill of trash. Izuku had gotten a good nap while in the school's infirmary, and took another nap after school for some extra measure of help. Did you get a response about a pro hero coming to watch over us?
Yup, the pro hero should be coming today.
Great. Do you know who?
No, they didn't tell me. I hope it's a hero we recognize. It will be fun meeting a real hero.
Just try not to bombard them with questions. You don't want to scare them off on the first day.
Don't you worry about it, Kachan. I won't. Plus, we will be too busy cleaning up this mess.
Izuku said as he gestured towards the trash on the beach. Yeah, you're right. Let's just hope he isn't some uptight hero all about doing things in a specific way, making us change how we are working. I hate people like that. Unbeknownst to the two boys cleaning up the beach, their pro hero supervisor was on their way to the beach that very moment. The pro hero was walking down the path down to the beach, and when he got close enough to the two boys, a large puff of smoke appeared, catching the two boys' attention. Looking back, all Izuku and Bakugo saw was a cloud of smoke suddenly appearing behind them, taking their attention. Out of the smoke cloud came out running was a tall muscular figure with their signature blonde hair with 2 points sprouting upwards in the air. Both the boys look on in shock as they both saw a hero they had both admired since preschool, the legendary #1 hero, All Might. I am here!
All Might!
Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. Phew. I hope you enjoyed it, really. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to thank our patrons.
All Might!
Flames, Ethan Davis, Terry Chills, Shifter Meals, Adam Sagil, XAV Beto 3, Sil, and Joshua Phelps. Secondly, I'd also like to thank all of our YouTube members. Toy Acosta, Rob the King, Sith Lord 906, CF2 364, and Knuckles, Rimuo Tempest, Angel Juarez, Donald C. Stewart, Brian Greer, and Rafik 135. Thirdly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials My Hero Academia and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. And fourthly, for those who are keeping track, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in today's excellent content production. Their details can be found in the description below. And lastly, if you are interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, I'd like to extend our invitation to join the team. The only caveat being is that we only accept members from 16 years old to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day!